At the base of the tail, snakes have these two claws. People don't realize that snakes actually have claws.
We're located in a downtown walkable city.
Anytime you can get away, there's more family fun in Branson.
We put our coaster up on the side of a hill that was completely treed.
Everyone in that show, it's an all-star cast. They've all either performed at the Grand Ole Opry or as a headliner.
Hi, friends, and welcome to a live edition of Mid-South Viewpoint. I'm Byron Tyler, and we're on the road today from Branson, Missouri. I've been up here all week and having a great time going to shows, eating delicious food, and visiting with my friend Lynn Berry, who is with the Branson Chamber of Commerce. And Lynn, it's great to see you. We've been having a super week. Tuesday was wonderful, and good to be back on this Thursday.
So happy to have you in Branson. We love to see you and your family, Byron. And anytime you can get away, there's more family fun in Branson.
Hey, you know what? Every time I come, there seems like there's something new added. And I met some, super folks while I was here yesterday. I kind of, Tuesday we were on the air live with this show. And then Wednesday, yesterday, I didn't take a break. I went around and met other folks who are movers and shakers here in Branson so I can bring our Bot Radio Network listeners back in Memphis and also Oklahoma City and Tulsa good news about family fun attractions for them, places to eat, and really some super things that are happening here in Branson is Highway 76, which is that main thoroughfare where all the shows and eateries, and pretty much all of them, not all, there's still, majority of them, all up and down Highway 76, way it has been for many, many years as Branson has grown and just exploded with, great places for families to go. There's been a need to really make 76 a little more accommodating for not only those who come and tour Branson, but also the residents who are here every day.
More accommodating and more attractive. It's going to be gorgeous. More of a promenade is what we will have when everyone starts to come over the next few years.
Well, Lynn, when we talk about new shows, there's something that just hit Branson by storm in the past 2 weeks, I believe I was told. And I think this actually caught you guys by surprise, but you're always ready to accommodate. And right now at the Mansion Theater, there is something called Raiding the Country Vault. And I had the privilege with my wife and my son last night to go and see this show. And I'll have to say, it has got to be one of the new top shows in town. And I got to only imagine it's going to grow and get better. And we've got Pam Critchfield, and Pam's got her hands into everything. I mean, she's either the Grand Village shops, we're talking about toys, or, we're talking about Mel's Hard Luck Diner, we're talking about the Kung Fu guys, we're talking about something always. Pam really has a heart for Branson, and Pam, it's always good to see you. Welcome to Bot Radio.
It's great to see you. It was fun to see you at the show last night.
Hey, you are sitting over there with Billy Dean, and I wanted to get my way over to say hi. Billy's been on the Mid-South Viewpoint program in the past, and I didn't get over through the crowd to see you, but I did look and saw you over there smiling, and I saw you in the concession stand at concession time. Got to have those snacks.
I know. Yes, Billy and his wife Stephanie have become good friends of Steve's and mine, and Billy wanted to see the show, and so we all went. They had their daughter Hannah with them. Hannah's getting ready to go to nursing college up in Springfield. And so we all enjoyed the show. And the cool thing for me was Billy knows these guys. Everyone in that show, it's an all-star cast. They've all either performed at the Grand Ole Opry or as a headliner, or they've been a performer there. Between all of them, they have almost 100 appearances at the Grand Ole Opry.
Well, these musicians and performers are not just up and coming. They're already established. I mean, they already have a name for themselves. Many of them have contracts with major record labels, have songs that are hit songs on the radio now. And I'm talking about some entertainers that will blow your socks off. I mean, we had a great time. And what's cool is taking you back into the history of country music. Why don't you tell us more about that?
Well, the story is, when they called it Raiding the Country Vault, it's like opening up a vault of the very best iconic country classics. And they came up with 100, and they pared it down to 30. And so there are 30 songs that, unless you live under a rock, you wouldn't, know every one of these songs.
These are songs you can sing along with.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have this stellar group of talented musicians, from Billy Yates, who wrote many George Jones songs and is one of the biggest country music stars of classic country over in the European market. We have Michael Peterson, who's well known, top 40 charts, several number ones. Michelle Poe, who's been with all kinds of Hank Williams Jr., Brooks and Dunn, Colt Prather, who's our lead guitarist.
Let me tell you what, you can stop right there for just a moment and just rest on Cole Prather. This guy is incredible. He is a masterful entertainer, not just a musician alone. I mean, but he knows how to, just help folks have a good time while he's on stage. He makes you feel part of the whole family there. And this guy is probably one of the most incredible guitar players I've ever seen.
Well, I tell you, after the show, Billy talked to all of them, and Billy Dean, and Billy looked at Colt and he said, "Man, you're one of the best pickers I've ever seen."
Yeah.
So he is the best lead guitarist I've ever seen.
Plus, you wouldn't want to cross that guy in an alley, and this guy's like 6'5". He's got muscles bulging on both sides. He's a big dude for a guitar player.
He is. It's funny. Some people look at him and they say, "Why is he playing that small guitar?" And it's not a small guitar.
It's a regular
he's
guitar.
6'5", big man.
Okay. So the show is at the Mansion Theater, which is a wonderful place, very comfortable. It's inviting. It's just a great place to have a show. Tell us, when can we see again this program? Again, the Rating the Country Vault.
Well, we have 8 p.m. shows Monday through, Thursdays right now, Monday through Fridays and Saturdays some weeks. We're here a good part of July, all of August. We're here all of September and all of October. And then next year, the plan is to have a full schedule. And we would be the main show at the Mansion with the big stars coming in as the acts from time to time. So we love the Mansion. I know that you got to witness that laser light show. We have all the bells and whistles when it comes to production in
Special
that show.
effects in the show are just incredible, Miss Lynn. They really are. Yeah.
Yeah, it's second to nothing. And talk about great guys. They are just the nicest guys I've ever worked with. They're down to earth for as many accolades as they've all gotten. They are just the nicest guys in the world.
A good fit for Branson.
Good fit for Branson, and a good way for our friends to get tickets before they come. What's that website to order tickets?
The website is themansiontheater.com or ratingthecountryvault.com.
Okay, either way, you can get information.
Absolutely.
Again, Rating the Country Vault, the newest edition for shows here in Branson. You've got to come see. Pam Critchfield, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Well, as we're moving along, Miss Lynn, here in Branson, there's always something happening. This one show you haven't seen yet, you said.
I have not. It is that new, 2 weeks old.
But you're hearing the talk of the town.
Woo-wee, I'm seeing everybody's pictures on the Facebook.
Yeah, I actually posted some myself, so my friends that can go and see some of the things we're talking about on Facebook, and you can see that particular posting last night from, again, the Rating the Country Vault. But right now, we want to welcome something new also here to Branson that's so new it's just on the edge of opening for grand opening. But I'll tell you, I've already read about it, Miss Lynn, and I'm excited right now to welcome Mark Ruda, who's with Branson Mountain Adventure. And Mark, good to have you here on Bot Radio today. We're live broadcasting back to Memphis. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I heard about this new, exciting family thrill ride, really.
Sure.
But it's all nestled in nature, the beautiful Ozark mountains, the way you've created this, and it really creates an experience like none other that Branson's ever seen.
Right. This is a new attraction for Branson. So Branson Mountain Adventure is a 67-acre park. The mountain coaster is the first part of that facility. It is a 5,000-foot roller coaster. You'll load at the bottom off of Highway 165. It'll pull you up to the top of the mountain and then let you go down from there.
Wow, that's going to be a thrill ride.
Right.
And so now I have been over in Gatlinburg in East Tennessee, and I think there's this ride some of our listeners might be familiar with. You sit down and you kind of control it yourself as you go down.
Correct.
And on a track basically, but you kind of go around curves and hills. But this basically is a little different because you're on a track, I believe, that is a lot faster. And also, it's got this new technology that controls so you won't bump into somebody.
Correct. So there are a couple of these in Pigeon Forge. That's the closest place that there are existing facilities like this. Ours differs in a couple of ways from several of those. We put our coaster up on the side of a hill that was completely treed. We hand cleared the whole path and tried to keep as many trees as we could. And so even if you drive by from the bottom, you can see some glimpses of track here and there, but there's a lot of it that you can't see.
Yeah.
So most of this track is up in the trees, and you're right in there with nature.
So you're safely going to be cruising by some beautiful Ozark nature on this track.
Correct. Uh-huh.
And how long did it take you to design this?
So we've been working on this project maybe 18 months or 2 years. Now, that's not just designing the coaster. There was obviously a lot of pieces that had to come together to get this going. But so design probably was maybe 6 months ish. It's a fairly sophisticated system, and you'd kind of alluded to before the braking system. That's one of the things that differentiates this coaster from most of the coasters that have been built to date. This has a collision avoidance system on it. Because the coasters do have brakes that the users can slow themselves down should they want to. Obviously, you have a potential for rear-ending the cart in front of you. The company that we use to fabricate this coaster is ADG Aquatic Development Group, and they designed and patented a braking system. So what happens is, in the old days, you just kind of said, hey, don't get too close to the cart in front of you, and left it up to that. And that worked some.
But you might have somebody who likes to press the edge there.
Sure. And so this system now, if you get within 100 feet of the cart in front of you, it gives you an audible warning in your cart. If you get within 80 feet, it starts to slow you down as well, so that you could minimize that risk.
Well, that's some well thought out safety, precaution there. I know
Sure.
people who come will appreciate that. Now, I believe the official open date is scheduled for sometime in July. Is that still on track right now?
Well, we are on track, obviously, with the rain that we're getting today, and we've had plenty of it.
Yeah.
We're pushing those dates pretty hard, but yes, we still are looking to open midsummer.
And what about age? As folks come and want to think about hopping on this thing, Mark, what about is there age requirements to be able to do this? Is it a tandem ride or is it a single ride?
Sure. So the carts can seat 1 or 2 people. It's a 300-pound total rider maximum. So but to run by yourself, you have to be 9 years old and 52 inches tall. To ride at all with someone else, you can have to be 3 years old and 36 inches tall. So most anybody can ride, but you may have to ride with mom or dad or something like that if you're pretty small.
And Mark, what is the maximum speed that Miss Lynn and I are going to experience when we coast down this?
Sure, you're gonna get up to about 30 miles an hour, which doesn't sound fast compared to say a Silver Dollar City roller coaster, but it's pretty tight corners, and you don't have to use the brake, but you'll feel like you want to. How's that?
I'm sure I will use it all the way down, Miss Lynn.
Me too. The G-force, I can feel it now.
Well, I know this is going to be a great addition, especially for families, because, we've talked about this before, Ms. Lynn. Folks who have been to Branson in years past will think, I've done Branson and looking for other opportunities, but Branson is always changing, always looking out for the family, providing wholesome family rides like we're talking about here.
Those outdoor adventures are so well loved here in Branson, and many, many families are going to be thrilled to see this in the Ozarks.
Well, Mark, as you talk about the Branson Mountain Adventure, and you talked about this is just the first phase. This coaster is just the first phase of this project. Mm-hmm. Can you give us some ideas or other things that might be forthcoming?
Well, our hope is, and I don't want to get too far in front of myself here, but our hope is to add some things maybe every year, every 2 years to the park. We would like to stay with that outdoor adventure type of theme. So some of the ideas that have maybe been kicked around is a ropes course or off-road Segway or those types of things. We could do a zip line or something like that. There's already a few of those here though. So kind of looking to do something that ties in with the theme, but maybe is not in Branson yet.
Okay. Now, how long have you lived in Branson?
Lived here 15 years.
Okay. So you've lived here long enough to know the feel of the community. I mean, what stands out to you most about living here in Branson?
What makes Branson is a great place to live. Natural beauty, good people, and just a nice place to visit.
What area did you move from?
I moved from Kansas.
Did you? Okay.
But my dad's been down here since '85, so I've been kind of a Branson half-time resident since then. So I've been around it a long, long time.
Well, you know, Miss Lynn, one of the things you'll discover here in Branson is just how friendly the folks are. Just in case, an example today, we had lunch across the street at the Steak and Shake. Yeah. Now, I know there's a Steak and Shake in Memphis. There's Steak and Shakes all over America, but I'll just have to say the Steak and Shake here in Branson is our favorite. And you'll be sitting there, and folks across your table say, "Hey, where are you from?" You know, and they'll just kick up a conversation. I met this couple who's been here in Branson. They're a retired couple. They've been here for a while, but they welcomed us, said, "Enjoy your stay," and they make you feel welcome when you meet folks. That's a great sign, Mark.
It is. It's a nice place, and it's a nice place to come. You feel really welcome.
Okay, now, if folks want to know more information about the start date, to get tickets, all the times when the track will be open, how can they find that information?
Probably the best way at this point is to go to our website, bransonmountaincoaster.com.
Okay.
Is probably the easiest way. We have a phone number and on there, but at this point, we don't, the facility is not complete yet. So probably the website is the best way if you want to get with somebody, fill out a contact form.
Okay.
I do have a phone number, but probably you're going to get routed to an answering machine, and we can call you back.
Give us that web address one more time.
Sure. It's bransonmountaincoaster.com.
All right.
Okay.
Mark Ruda, God bless you. Thanks for stopping by and sharing the great thrill ride coming here to Branson. And we'll learn more about that by visiting that website real soon, and as you hopefully stay on schedule for July.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Thanks for stopping by.
What a great opportunity for church groups to
that's
come
a great
and
word.
enjoy.
Yeah, hey, listen, if you bring a group to Branson, that's a great word, Miss Lynn. And we want to encourage that. We want to encourage. This is the beginning of summer. What a great, great opportunity to bring your church group, your quilting guild. I got a lady back in my office, and she loves to quilt, and she gets together with her quilting ladies. They go to have conventions, and she just came from a big convention, I think, in Kentucky.
Oh.
And so why not bring that convention to Branson, especially if you got something as wonderful as the Branson Convention Center. And we're going to visit right now with Mark Mulhern, who is the director of this wonderful convention center. Mark, welcome to Bot Radio.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Byron. And just like you said, the Branson Convention Center, now managed by SMG, is a wonderful home for, you name it, religious groups, quilting groups, association, corporate business. We're located in a downtown walkable city with so much to do, golfing, fishing, shopping, restaurants, you name it. Just a fantastic location, fantastic center, and again, a great facility. Probably the premier destination for meetings and conventions in the state of Missouri.
What do you feel, Mark, that you're able to offer, convention goers, maybe that's unique? How can you customize what they need to your convention?
Every convention is we can customize everything from food and beverage to off-premise events. And I think what's unique about Branson and the Branson Convention Center is that outside of the center, there is so much to do.
Yeah.
And our partnership with the CVB, our partnerships with the hotels, we're connected to 2 Hiltons. Sky's the limit when it comes to stuff like that. So we're able to take them out to do zip lining activities. We're able to take them out to do golfing outings. The restaurant, the shopping, getting out on the lake, doing a lot of boating.
Right.
All of that stuff is great for all the convention business.
And I'll tell you something else, Miss Lynn, that what makes this really special. A lot of conventions will move down to Orlando. They think those beaches are good. But there's one problem with that. It's all those toll roads you got to pay to go to point A to point B. I have not yet to find a toll road here in Branson.
You are correct, sir. We do not charge our guests to drive on our highways.
As a matter of fact, you're doing this project to make 76 even better as you come to Branson. Well, what do Mark folks need to do if they're thinking about planning, if they just have questions about planning for, a convention, whether it be a church denomination, a quilting guild, as I mentioned, is there a size limit? How big can you handle a convention, and what would be the minimum size you could handle a convention?
The great thing is all of our information is on our website, www.bransoncc. You can certainly go there. A lot of our links also tie into the CVB links, so it's one partnership there. But again, from 0 people to 2 people to 10,000 people.
Really?
Trade show activity is, certainly with our ballroom, our exhibit space. What's even great now is we have both airports in the area, Springfield Airport and now the Branson Airport. Certainly is back online and doing services to Denver and Houston.
Right.
So again, to be able to get into Branson now via two great airports, certainly the travel driving to this area is great. So this is a premier destination for conventions, and we're going to continually make it that and hopefully put it over the top.
Mark, what has been the most unique convention that you have opened up your doors to since you've been on staff?
Most recently, we had a Vision Con event, which is similar to a Comic-Con, where a lot of gameplay, dress up, stuff like that took place. In the last couple of years, we've also started our first indoor soccer, which is called futsal. So it takes place in January. So the center and our team have been able to bring over 2,000, 3,000 people to Branson in January, second week of January. We've had some great MMA fight. We have a nationally televised fight coming in December, which will be on Access TV. So again, when you partner all of those great events, I just left the building today, and I have the great uniqueness of having a basketball tournament and a varsity cheerleading summer camp in there. So we have 2 different spectrums of events going on in there right now today. So partner that with the association, corporate, and just typical convention business. There's definitely a lot we can do.
I'll brag on Mark Mulheron. I sure will. The 40th annual Mid-America Emmy Awards are going to be held in this fall at the Branson Convention Center.
Really?
They have always been in the big cities, Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City, Branson, Missouri, for their 40th
Absolutely.
year.
Congratulations. Well, definitely
Thank you.
never a boring day at your job when you go into the office, sounds like. Well, Mark, this has been great. Again, give us that web address so friends can go by and get more information.
Sure. It's www.bransoncc.com, and you can get everything from there, and also it'll tie you right into the CVB and the Chamber of Commerce websites, and so you can get all that information about the great city of Branson as well as the Branson Convention Center.
Hey, Mark Mulhorn, thank you so much for stopping by for Bot Radio and our live show back to Memphis today. We appreciate it.
Great. Thanks for having me.
All right,
Byron.
thank you so
All right.
much. Wow.
Thank you.
Well, Ms. Lynn, that sounds like a great place to bring those conventions.
It's such a beautiful place, and one thing that really is a wonderful aspect there, they have these light fixtures that are in the ballroom that simulate birds.
Really?
It's so unique, and it's just beautiful and colorful. It's a lot of fun at the Branson Convention Center when you plan your next big convention.
Yeah, and you need to plan those soon. You can go to the website and get all the details. Appreciate Mark stopping by. Well, let's remind our friends that we are live here in Branson, the Branson Bot Radio Network studios. Special thanks to Mona Stafford and her staff who have arranged this in the studio here. But I'm so lucky to have Miss Lynn Berry with the Branson Chamber of Commerce as my co-host as we do the show together. And we always have a great time. And I'm looking forward to talking to our guest now. His name is Jungle Josh, and he's with the
How are you?
Promised Land Zoo. Hey, Josh, good to see you.
Hey.
Good
How
to
you
see
doing?
you there, Jungle Josh. Now, the thing I'm disappointed in, you didn't bring any animals with you.
I did not, and I'm really regretting it because everybody has. Everybody's asked since I walked in. We usually do, and I ran out of time. I
Wow.
was driving from one of our parks to the other, and I ran out of time.
understand. You didn't have time to get an elephant or a giraffe in your car before you came?
You'd think I carry animals with me everywhere, but that's my wife. She's always got a few animals with her everywhere we go because if anything's on a bottle, she brings them with her and she bottle feeds them everywhere she goes.
Sweet.
But no animals this time, and I always do bring one, and I heard this time we're actually filming. So
We
this
are.
is the one good time to
You
bring
would have
one, and I
actually
didn't.
you would have actually seen it on the video for our YouTube channel. Matter of fact, back in Memphis, there is close by. There is a place called the Tennessee Safari Park, and the lady came by and she brought 2 galactopus. I think I'm saying it right. Turtles that were babies.
Galapagos.
Galactopus.
Oh, how
Yeah,
fun.
turtles.
Tortoises.
They were like tortoises. They were about 75 pounds apiece. And then she had a parrot on her shoulder that talked, and so we did the whole interview, and it's on my YouTube channel. But anyway, we're here to talk about the Promised Land Zoo right now. And tell me about its conception, how it all came to be.
About 20 years ago, my father-in-law, I think it's over 20 years now, but my father and mother-in-law moved. They were living in Chicago with my wife and their 4 sons. So they had 5 kids, and they realized that Chicago's not the place to raise kids, or they didn't want to, at least, And so they started looking for a place to move to that was safe and nice and quiet. And they had vacationed down around Shell Knob area before, I'm pretty sure. And so they knew about this area. But either way, they pretty much left Chicago not knowing where they were going. They had no clue. They just started looking. So they ended up settling in Eagle Rock, Missouri. It's about an hour southwest of here. It's by Eureka Springs, Arkansas. And they opened a park, got a bunch of animals, started collecting animals. And
What type of animals are we talking about?
Nyala and Sitatunga and kudu. And
I mean, he's saying, Lynn, animal
those are-
species I'm not sure I'm familiar with.
yeah, people think I'm making up words a lot. But no, yeah, they're really cool animals, and they started collecting them, and they started noticing, neighbors would come on like Sunday afternoons after church, would bring their family and with a loaf of bread and would feed their animals through the fence and stuff. And so my father-in-law started noticing it, and he loves to minister, and he's a deacon at the church and stuff. And so, he thought, how cool would it be to open to the public and hang up scripture around the park? And so they did that, and they opened to the public in the late 90s and hung up scripture and would witness to people and talk about God whenever they wanted to. And so ended up calling it the Promised Land Zoo, because in Hebrews it talks about they went out not knowing where they were going and dwelt in the land of promise. And so they felt that that's kind of what happened to them.
Wow.
They left Chicago not knowing. They found the Promised Land.
Well, Jungle Josh, what a great opportunity as a platform, really, as you mentioned, to share our faith in Jesus Christ with the wonderful creation
Yes.
of animals, that He created.
It's amazing to know that how much you can spread God's word through animals. People don't ever think about that.
Can you give us some examples?
So like 3 years ago, we moved to Branson and opened the Branson's Promised Land Zoo. That's actually where I'm working now. But things like I bring a snake out at the animal shows we do, and at the base of the tail, snakes have these 2 claws. People don't realize that snakes actually have claws. It's one on each side. It's sharp.
know
It's like
that.
a cat's claw. It's
Miss
made out
Lynn,
of
did you know a
keratin.
snake has claws?
I did not.
Yeah,
You're a country girl.
I know it, and I've got stories to tell.
And most people don't, because on a 4-foot snake, the claws are tiny, but we have like these 18 feet long albino Burmese, so the claws get pretty big by that time they're that size. And evolutionists all say that it's what used to be legs.
Wow.
They had legs and they evolved out of them.
Interesting.
But we believe that that's how things like it talks about how God cursed them to slither on their stomach like serpents.
Yes.
Things like that. That's proof that He did that. That's what's left to show that He cursed them. Things like that. And plus, people, it's getting to the scripture signs around the park. Non-believers like to come to the zoo too. So non-believers come through, and the worst thing to do to a non-believer is push Jesus on.
No, we never want to do that.
Yeah. And so with the scriptures, it's non-invasive. They get to read it, and it plants that seed.
But plus enjoy the wonderful
And enjoy
creation.
the animals. Yeah,
enjoy the animals.
And
yeah.
it's beautiful plants and animals everywhere.
Now, is there a place you can actually touch the animals, feed the animals?
Yeah, we're a pretty small park. And that's actually what we specialize in, is getting you close as possible. We call it the power of touch.
Okay, now we got to ask you this one more question before we say goodbye. How do we contact you on the web address, website, and how can we find you?
PLZoo.com is our website. We're on the Red Route in Branson, Missouri. And what was the other question?
That's pretty much
That was
it.
it?
Yeah,
I didn't get to talk about anything I wanted to
Our
talk
time
about.
is going
Sorry.
quickly away on this half-hour show, so we're going to have to wrap it up. But I
All
want to
right.
make sure we give the website.
PLZoo.com, and check out our VIP admission.
All right.
It's a new thing.
Jungle Josh, thank you so much for being on our show today. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. Miss Lynn. this is a sad time for me because I'm having to say goodbye to you. We've had such a great time this week here in these 2 broadcasts.
We are so thankful that you've come, and I will look for you again perhaps another time this year.
Always love coming here. Now, don't forget, friends, you can go to explorebranson.com at that web address to learn about all of the places we were talking about and even a whole lot more. Again, it's explorebranson.com. Your family vacation destination won't be complete until it's all filled in with coming here to Branson, enjoying the shows, enjoying the entertainment, the food, and just kicking back and relaxing. You don't have to do anything. Just kick back and relax. Plenty of space to do that too. Lynn, Barry, God bless you. Thanks so much for your time here with us this week here in Branson, and always a pleasure.
Thank you for being here, Byron. God bless.
Well, friends, that's all the time we have on today's program live from Branson. I'm Byron Tyler. Hey, we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.